I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was at my friend's house in West Drayton, which is the suburbs of London, and she was sitting there watching this show on her television, and it was this dating show. And honestly, at the time, I wasn't really into that kind of stuff. This is like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I was like, oh. Because she was watching it, I was forced to watch it too. So I started to watch it, and it was a show called Love Island UK. And as I started to watch it, I was like, hey, this is actually pretty good. Like, I'm actually starting to enjoy this. And at that time, guys, I truly believed that these dating shows, these reality TV dating shows, was really about people wanting to find love. Yeah, I know that reality TV shows has a bit of fakeness to them because there's a script and it's a bit produced and whatever. But I really believe that these people came primarily for the reason of finding love. Because I thought, hey, why not get rid of all the first date anxiety by having to ask for the phone number, make the first approach, call for the date, get flaked on. I thought, why not get rid of all of that? And yeah, Love Island makes sense because now you get to spend time with people for 2 months and you can really get to know them and hopefully go out with a nice long-term relationship at the very end. And I know that there was prize money in Love Island, which I believed was £50,000 per person if they stayed as a couple, or £100,000 if one of them left the relationship and the other didn't want to leave. But even still, I really believe these people came to find love because at the end of the day, only up to 2 people would win that money and the rest of them would leave with nothing but love, hopefully. So the premise of the show was so intoxicating that I couldn't help but keep watching this show day after day. Like, back in those days, I used to go to my friend's house, they used to come to my house, we used to watch Love Island live. I know, back in my days, because young people don't watch live TV no more. But we did, because we loved that show so much. And over time, I got into more and more. I started to watch Are You the One? I started to watch shows like, what else? Too Hot to Handle. I used to watch, and then the mother of all reality TV dating shows. If one dating show was to be called my wife, it would be 90 Day Fiancé. Absolutely love that show to death. I've seen every single episode of every single season of every single spin-off when it comes to 90 Day Fiancé. I've seen 90 Day the Other Way, The Single Life, Happily Ever After, UK version, The Tell-All. I've seen it all. Because the show's premise was so cool about having them fly over and then finding love and then getting married. There was actually meaning to it, you know? But recently, there's been a change in my attitude towards these dating shows, guys. I have seen the light. Finally. Because Netflix has a lot of these dating shows on their platform, right? And at first there was only very few, so they were all kind of separated. But last week with my friends, I started watching this new dating show called The Perfect Match. And on this dating show, the Netflix producers have now gotten all the other characters from all the other multitude of dating shows onto this one dating show. And just like that, the delusion, the fantasy of this finding love thing has been snapped. Because it's like, once you see the same people from all these different shows congregate over and over again, it makes you think, are they really trying to look for love? Because a lot of them are good looking and they found love in other shows, but now they're here again. And it's like, yeah, this is BS. So they clearly can't be looking for love if they found love before in other shows. So then the question is, What are they looking for? Well, it can only be one thing. These guys are looking for social media clout. They're not interested in finding true love because they know that by having these quick, short-term, unfulfilling, unemotionally intimate, short-term, fast food relationships, they can churn out more and more followers. So what they want to do now is get onto one show, have a short-term fling, and then get onto the next, and then the next, and then the next. Nowadays, people are incentivized to have short-term, McDonald's-styled, unfulfilling relationships because that is what is rewarded in today's society. You're looking at Blueface and his partner, those guys have made bank for being in a toxic, rubbish relationship. Because they know if they get into a toxic relationship and then they have this kind of social media war online, that's going to get more views. And in a way, we can't blame these reality TV stars because, look, if you incentivize your staff, if you're a boss, to do rubbish work, they're going to do poor work, even if they care about doing better work. And if the money is good, if you're telling me I'm going to pay 10 times more for doing rubbish work, I'm going to do rubbish work. And the problem is with these dating shows is that they're incentivized to be in rubbish, toxic, short-term relationships. What's incentivized now isn't meaningful long-term relationships or marriages. It's incentivized to be a really rubbish person. They want you to be a rubbish person. And I don't want to get too deep into this right now, but who are the ones producing these shows? And who are the ones making the rules for these shows? Big tech. And they're incentivizing quick flings because guess what? They know if you remain unhappy and single, you're going to keep watching their foolish media. That's going to keep brainwashing you to be sad and unhappy. It's kind of like the weight loss industry and the dieting industry. A lot of those people in that game want to keep you unhealthy, unfit, and in shape because they know if they keep you sad and miserable and unhealthy and feeling sorry about yourself, you're going to keep coming back for more and more and more. And it's the exact same thing with these dating shows. What's incentivized now is for you to be a rubbish, awful person, for you to be toxic, for you to be a narcissist and have quick 10-minute flings on these dating shows, which have as much meaning as eating strawberries and bananas in the morning at Creams. Look, 10 minutes of airtime for these couples and bang, they're now in a new couple. And I should have really known that these companies are incentivizing not love, because even on the first dating show that I watched, Love Island, it was incentivized for the last couple to split up. Because if they split up, they wouldn't win £50,000 each. The one person that decided to leave the relationship, even though their partner wanted to stay, they will now double their money for £100,000. If that doesn't tell you what these big corporations are trying to push down our throats, then I don't know what else will. Because nowadays, we're having a lot of this propaganda and all of this woke foolishness coming in to our shows. And subconsciously, they're making you think this. Because maybe when you're 10, 11, 12, you're thinking, yeah, I want to be married like my mum and dad, like my grandpa and grandma. But as time goes along and you watch these dating shows, subconsciously, without even you realizing it, bang! You're now thinking like, one night stand here, meet that girl, meet that guy, see that guy the next year, go travel there, go here. You know, it's sad because what's not glorified in the media, it's not having a great family, a couple kids, a nice 3-bedroom house with a white picket fence. It's not having a long-term relationship where you grow old to each other and you go to your house and you have, pictures of the whole family on the wall, and you're happy and you have lots of family holidays. It's not, growing and building together to have emotionally fulfilling relationships, not only with your partner but with your kids and your mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, cousins, and everyone else. What's incentivized now is for you to be a really sucky person with a terrible, miserable life, jumping from one bed to the other. And this is really worrying me, because what lessons are we teaching our kids of today? And as long as these corporations keep flinging these dopamine rush TV shows, which is making these guys that are going on these dating shows oxytocin obsessed with 10-second relationships that are as fast to break up as a McDonald's Big Mac burger in central London, is foolishness. They want to keep you down. They want to keep you miserable, unhappy, sad, and single. So you wonder why birth rates are dropping down? You wonder why marriage rates are going down? You wonder why divorce is going up? You wonder why people are unhappy? You wonder why the suicide rates are going up? You wondering why people can't find love no more? There are no good men out there no more? Wow, it's these dating shows which we keep sharing, replaying on social media. And guys, I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I still watch 90 Day Fiancé. That's the one show I'm going to continue to watch. But at least in that show, I would say at least half of the couples stay married and at least half of the couples actually have kids. So some resemblance of reality is happening on those shows. Some people in the shows have been together for like 10 years now. Whereas on Love Island, Are You the One, Too Hot to Handle, it's like a week at max, and they're gone. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on X on the Beach. That is the most trashiest of them all. No, I'm lying. I have this friend, she watches Bad Girls Club, and that is just the trash of the earth. The scum of the world. That show is spawned right from Satan down from hell. But I'm really worried, guys, on a real level, guys, because this is what's promulgated now. Relationships aren't this cool thing anymore. Jumping from one house, one room, one bed to the other, boom, 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 is what's glorified, is what's exalted. And for a small few, maybe 10% of the people, they'll ignore all this BS and they'll continue on their path towards having a great relationship. But the problem is, and the reality is, most people on this planet are sheep. And what they see on TV is, hey, what they're going to follow and what they're going to do. So for those people, big tech is literally one click away on their remote control, so they can have a 5-minute quickie of oxytocin-filled relationships that are as quick as 0 to 60 on the top level Ferrari. I mean, the average person really doesn't stand a chance. And men are getting lonely, women are getting lonely, and the answer to solve this really is in front of us. We need to stop glorifying what doesn't make us happy. Big tech and all the other big corporations need to stop incentivizing being a bad person. Because as long as being a terrible social media influencer is going to pay money, our kids, our youth are going to keep doing it. And can you blame them? It's the cost of living crisis and people need money, and they found money by jumping from these shows, show to show to show to show, room to room to room to room, bed to bed to bed to bed, episode to episode. These guys are literally changing relationships, and this is what is considered normal. Our great-grandfathers, our ancestors would be turning in their grave if they saw people coupling up like every 20 minutes on these dating shows. Like literally, it's that quick. Like boom, boom, boom. You know what? I fallen out of love with you, bro. So I'm gonna move on from this now. Or maybe a new guy comes onto the show, or a new girl comes to the show. And it's like, you know what? I don't know if I have feelings for you anymore because I've been with you for 10 minutes, and this new girl has been here for 2 minutes, and I think I've got feelings for her now. I've got feelings for the girl that I've seen for 2 minutes. And I've been with you for 10 minutes, and then you know what's funny? By the next episode, when I see the next new girl for the next 20 minutes, you know what? She might pick my fancy too. And then when Casa Amor is there, and we're in a relationship, and the producers tell us to go to the other part of the show, which is Casa Amor, where they introduce a whole new cast of new boys and girls, you know what, I might dump your sorry ass right here and go for them, even though I've been with you for all but 1 week. That is the definition of relationships in 2023, guys. And I want you guys to put your thinking cap on and to really see what's going on out there, guys. Because they're putting all of this agendas into our brain and we're just sucking it up like little morons. Like, we need to start thinking about what kind of media we're putting on our brain. It's time to start glorifying the woman down there that has 3 kids, is happy and healthy in her relationships for 20 years. You know, she's got an average job. She's not a millionaire, but you know what? She's happy and she's emotionally content. And that's what matters regarding a long-term life, guys. It's not quick relationships. It's not even quick money. It's not quick success or quick careers. You need to find a long lifetime partner, settle down, and build that emotional intimacy. And that's not what they're teaching on these dating shows. And that's the reality behind dating reality TV shows. This is the Hezron Springer Show.